Hi, everybody. Today is an exciting day. ThreeFold is announcing a lot of things coming with ThreeFold on Web4, but I do have some questions about it. And if there's one thing I'm good at, is knowing where to find those answers. So let's call my friends and find out what actually is going on. Hi, Ahmed. How are you?
Hi Sabrina, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, I have a couple of questions about the Web4 node. Do you have a minute?
Shoot.
Thanks. So first of all, what are the key features of that Web4 node?
Yeah, so as you know, Threefold Nodes provides or offers three main things: compute and storage and network.
Mhm.
Uh, and you can use these for having your workloads deployed in decentralized fashion. I would say, also in a secure and more energy efficient way.
Cool. But what type of workloads can be run on those nodes?
I would say that you can run basically anything that's in the market. You can run centralized applications, decentralized applications. You can run software that runs in containers. You can run storage services, the whole shebang.
Cool. And how can I contribute a node to the threefold grid?
Well, actually, there are multiple options. You can buy a pre-built node by Threefold, or you can just bring your own hardware and do it yourself. I think that also a viable option for people.
Okay, cool. And what about the router?
Oh, for routers, you have to go for Lee.
Oh, okay, I'll ask him. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
Ahmed. Hi, Lee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I have a couple of questions about the threefold router. Ahmed told me to talk to you.
I guess, yes. Shoot.
What advantages does the threefold router provide, actually?
So the ThreeFold router's main selling point is that it comes with support for Mycelium built in, and once you plug in the router, it will automatically connect to the Mycelium network.
Okay, cool. How does that router improve the functionalities of the grid then?
So by virtue of connecting to the Mycelium network automatically, it means that every device which is on your local network, which is served behind this router, automatically joins the Mycelium network as well, and is able to access all the services on that network without requiring any install of any kind, like apps on your phone, your desktop, your laptop.
Mhm.
And of course, this also means that any node for the threefold network you deploy in this network automatically has additional connectivity by virtue of the router having multiple connections through Mycelium, which is then connected to the node.
Okay, nice. And can one router manage multiple nodes?
Yes, it can. Of course, it all depends on the amount of bandwidth you have available from your provider, but there is no limit other than that on the amount of nodes which can be connected.
Cool. What about the threefold phone?
For that, you'll have to contact Salma.
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks, Lee. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Hi, Selma. How are you?
Fine, what about you?
I'm good, good, good. Well, I had a couple of questions about the threefold phone, and Lee said that I should reach out to you.
Sure.
Okay, so how does that threefold phone interact with the threefold grid, actually?
The phone serves as a user interface for accessing, deploying, and managing workloads on the grid through dedicated applications or web interfaces.
Okay, cool. What security measures protect data access via the phone then?
The threefold grid employs end-to-end encryption, decentralized storage, and private networking to ensure user data security.
Okay, nice. Can I monitor my node's performance using my phone?
Yes, there are apps and dashboards available to allow you to track your node's contribution and performance on the grid via your phone.
That's awesome. And I heard that works with a Genie.
Yes, but you have to ask Timur.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Thanks, Selma. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Timur. How are you?
I'm good, Sabina. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I actually just finished a kind of a Q&A session with Salma about the threefold phone. And I had some questions about that Genie that we were talking about, which is actually the ThreeBot. Now, over the years, we've heard a lot about the ThreeBot, of course. But could you explain to me a little bit about what it actually is?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the tripod is something we've been working on for a while, as you mentioned, and it's in its first manifestation in the phone. It will be your sort of own personalized AI running also just regular tasks that you would need in the digital world, like calendars and meetings and arranging these sort of stuff, but also helping out with system administration on the threefold grid. So shortly, that's how I would describe it.
Okay, that's cool. And what can I actually do with it? So you mentioned calendar. What else?
So we could use it as a personal assistant that manages your data that resides on the grid in a decentralized way. So you can also um, arrange sort of meetings with people, peer-to-peer chat, which maybe you talked with others on the team when you talked about routers.
Mhm.
And also just going through your mails and making a summary out of the documents that you've been sent that day. Stuff that you would maybe expect from an AI assistant on the
Okay,
phone with your decentralized data.
that sounds really cool. Now, I'm not really a technical person, so how do I put it to work? Do I have to be like an engineer for that?
No, actually, it's like any AI would be over chat or voice. So you can just talk to it as you would to maybe your own human assistant, and you wouldn't any inner workings. From a user's perspective, it would just be like having a chat with a normal person. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That sounds easy enough. Thank you, Timur. Hi, Christoph.
Hey, Sabrina.
Hi. Well, I had a talk with a couple of our other friends about what's going on with ThreeFold and Web4, but I also wanted to reach out to you because there are a couple of more questions. Are you up for it?
Of course.
Let's go. So why do we actually need Web4?
That's a good question. Well, look, why Web4? Web 1 and 2, I guess most people understand that's the current internet, right? So that's what we use today. So today, all of our stuff is hosted in these huge big data centers far away, and that's leading to a lot of complications.
Mhm.
And then, of course, we had Web 3, which is like the blockchain. And blockchain is good. It brought a lot of good things to us. We now have like decentralized currencies, and there are many amazing things we can do, but it's not a really good technology to build a new internet with. And so we believe that Web 4 might be the basis of a new internet, an internet where we are the center, where basically we can all like communicate to each other, very secure, where the data is close to us. We're the only ones who own our data, and we can decide who will have access to that data. And we call that Web 4. And as ThreeFold, we have been working on that for a long time, and we feel that we are ready to sort of announce a couple of features around that.
That's really cool. But what is different about ThreeFold when it comes to Web4?
Well, ThreeFold till today was all about being a cloud, right? That's how we got started, almost like the plumbing layer. Because if you build a house, you better first build the fundaments before you build on top of it. And you don't start with the roof.
Makes
So we
sense.
had to do that as well. So we made this cloud first, compute, storage, make it reliable. And when we got started, there were a lot of people who said, no, it's too much, it won't work, it's too complicated, we will never do that. And that's why we decided and said, look, why don't we make this decentralized and we bring this out there? And thanks to our amazing community, we were able to go into these different countries and have a lot of capacity. And now, thanks to all of these farmers, we have now been able to prove that it's working, that it's stable. Today, we have people adding capacity, other people are using it, and there is no one involved. So we truly made an autonomous self-healing system. So I think I'm very proud on everyone who was part of this and who made it happen. But that layer is only usable by technical people. And that's a complaint we heard a lot where people say, yeah, but it's amazing, but what can I do with it, right? Because I'm not a technologist. I'm not going to code something or I'm not going to deploy something. And that's now where we come, right? We say, okay, Web 4 needs to be useful for the normal person. And that's why we said, okay, why don't we start with a phone? It was actually someone from our community who said, Christoph, we need a phone. That idea of a phone, I think, was a really good one because once we started talking about it, it became very tangible for people because the phone is something you can hold on to. We can integrate it seamless into our network. And then on top of this phone, we can introduce some other features which will really make this Web4 come alive. So we're very much looking forward to adding these other things like the AI and all the other features on top of it as well.
So speaking of AI, what does that do actually?
Yes, AI. AI is this amazing thing happening, right? It changes everything. But also on the internet. Today on the internet, we're using all these apps. We became like almost addicted to apps. For any problem, we have a new app. But that's changing today. Very soon, we're just going to talk to an AI agent, which is like an artificial being on which we can just ask, can you do this for me? Order something, communicate, whatever you want to do. And that's going very rapidly, actually. And right now, we still have a choice. Will that AI agent run somewhere in a big data center owned by a centralized party again, just like we did before with our data? Or will we now sort of start using technology which puts us in control of our own digital and AI life? So what I personally, as a human, would like to have is that I have my personal AI agent, which is sort of managed by me. And then together with my AI agent, I can become smarter and I can extend myself to do things more conveniently. But I want to make sure that the AI works on my behalf. I'm not part of a big machine somewhere, but this AI is my friend, an AI I can trust. And to do that, we're putting that on the phone, we're putting it on the cloud because these constructs are private and they are decentralized. So we can build something which will allow us to make many things more convenient. Like we can do a meeting online and have a transcript and automatically translate and remember it, combine it with our data. And all of this will be available on our phone. We're not doing everything ourselves here. We're working together with some other projects, and one of them is called Morpheus AI. But we make it seamless for the user. So it's the cloud, which we have, plus the phone, plus these other projects, and all of that together gives us true access to a decentralized AI, an AI which is our friend, not one which is sort of just using our data and being part
One
of
that we
something
can
bigger.
trust. Exactly. That is really cool. Now, speaking of the entire ecosystem, how does the ThreeFold token then play a role in this Web4 ecosystem?
Well, over the last, what is it now, 4 or 5 years, we have been able to prove that all of this is working. And to make that work, we created a token, and that's the ThreeFold token. And of course, I am very grateful for all these farmers who put their capacity there, who put the nodes there, because we have now been able to prove that it's all working. And the token made that possible, right? So what's going to happen now is that we now need to commercialize and we are going to go to the next phase. That's the phase where we go from just being a cloud for nerds, if we can call it like that, to a cloud which is useful by everyone with a phone, with a router, with this AI agent, and so on. And that's a very different ballgame. To make that happen, there will be a new token. And that token we call it Inca. And there will be a seamless sort of continuation of TFT. So it's not that TFT goes away, not at all. I mean, at the end, the TFT was needed to reward our community. And like I said, we're very happy that that happened. So it's normal that that token just continues. Now we are the technologists, right? We love to do the coding and we're not the marketing people, or we're not the communication people. So there is a new team coming on board, and let's call it the Deepin team. And that's the team who will bring us into this Deepin ecosystem, and they will make sure that the communication happens properly. And we're very much looking forward to work with them, so we can be very much focused in creating the new features and making sure that we do everything which is needed for the community so that it can be used for many more use cases, while the new team will operate on how do we launch in the Deepin ecosystem and how do we do everything required to make this like a top project in that space.
That's awesome. Well, Christoph, is there anything else that's important for the ThreeFold community to know?
Amazing question. It has been a while now we're working on this. It's like a long dream for ourselves and a lot of people around us, because building a new internet is not a small thing, right? So it took us a while, maybe a little bit longer than we had hoped for, but we're super happy with where we are right now. And we're happy that we didn't take shortcuts either, because now we have a very stable base to grow from. And personally, I'm very happy that it's going all be much more decentralized, because that was the intent, of course. And now our intent is to make sure that all these use cases come alive, so that it becomes much more interesting for the average person to use this new internet. So I'm very much looking forward to 2025. What we now need is that people, everyone, the community, that they trust in this possibility, because I do know that some people now are a little bit worried, because they look at the token and they say, oh, this token price is so low, and maybe it doesn't reflect the possibility or the potential of the project, which I believe is the case. But at the end, it's also a little bit of belief, no? It's a belief in a better future, which we want to create together. And that's now what needs to happen in 2025. So thank you, everyone, for making this possible. And we're very much looking forward to go into these next steps and make ourselves a big project in the deep in space.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Christoph, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, that answered all of my questions. If you have any left, please feel free to post them on the ThreeFold forum or on the chat. Talk with us. We are here to answer them. Thank you to all of my colleagues and my friends for answering those questions, for working as hard as you do. I know it's sometimes not easy, but thank you for everything. And to the community, we wanted to make sure that you are the first ones who can pre-register for a node or for a phone. So please do so on threefold.io. And thank you for everything. We are very much looking forward to an incredible 2025 with you guys. Thanks. Bye.